Hi there, I'm Serena, and welcome to the first video of my Flow40 series, A Conscious Strength Journey. We'll be working the full body today with 40 seconds of each movement flowing right to the next, so you want to challenge yourself to keep moving and flow through non-stop until the end. For today's practice, you'll want to grab a resistance band and a light pair of hand weights. The ones that I'll be using are 2 kilos each for reference. Start our warm-up with no equipment, so you can leave your weights and band off to the side and join me in a standing position at the back of your yoga mat. Find a comfortable stance for your feet, close your eyes, and start by feeling into your breath. Your breath is where embodied movement begins. Feel where your breath lands, your ribs, belly, and back body. Let your inhale create space, and let your exhale settle you into your body. Begin to add movement to your breathing. So as you inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, up and overhead, draw your navel in. Exhale to swan dive, bend your knees and fold all the way down. Tuck your chin as you inhale to uncurl your spine and roll up, reaching your arms to the sky at the top. And exhale, swan dive, hinging forward from the hips. One more time, reaching up to the sky, getting your body warmed up to the idea of continuous movement and flow. Exhale to fold it down. This time walking your hands out, lifting your heels slightly off the mat, coming into a downward dog position. Press out of your shoulders, let your head be heavy as you move your knees, bending one knee in towards the chest at a time, allowing your hips to gently sway side to side. Come back to stillness, bend your knees and gently lower them to the mat. From here, we'll begin to warm up the wrists. You can turn your fingers out to the sides and sway side to side a few times, shifting your weight to the right and to the left. Then turn your hands one more time so your fingertips face back towards your knees. From here, keeping the heels of the hands grounded, you can rock back and forth a few times for a slightly deeper stretch into the wrists. Back through center, turn your hands around so your index fingers point to the top of your mat. Inhale to drop the belly down, move your chest forward as you lift your chin, and exhale to press the ground away and round from the center of your spine. A few more times with your breath. We do this all the time in yoga, so try not to go into autopilot. Feel this wave-like motion traveling from your tail to your crown as you transition between your cat and cow. Next time that you round in, keep this rounded position, shift your hips back to your heels for a child's pose. Grip your hands into the mat. As you inhale, come forward, bend your elbows, lower all the way down to the belly. Press your hands into the mat, peel your chest up for a cobra pose, keeping the hips grounded, and then draw the hips back to your child's pose, lower your forehead to the mat. Again, slowly coming forward, bending your elbows to lower down to your chest. Press down through your hands as you peel your chest up off the mat, and then pull the hips back to reset in your child's pose. Work through this full sequence one more time, round yourself forward and down to the belly. Hug your elbows in as you pick your chest up off the floor, and then pull your hips back, sink low into your child's pose. Now this time we're going to roll it forward, lower down to your belly to stay. Using the strength of your back, lift your chest up off the mat and then extend your arms forward, palms face down. You can float your feet up off the mat as well for this Superman position. Hold your body lifted, but don't hold your breath. On your next inhale, lift it up a little bit higher. Exhale, release down. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, press up through tabletop. Quick little warm-up done. We're now going to get into our working set, so remember we'll do each movement for 40 seconds before flowing right to the next. We're going to start with some plank work, so you don't need your equipment, but have it nearby. And then setting up to hold a forearm plank, bring your elbows to the floor. Drive your elbows down into the mat, step your feet to the back of your mat, tucking your toes under with your feet about hip width apart. If you need to modify this at any point, you can always drop your knees down like so. Otherwise, stay up here with your knees lifted, pressing your heels back behind you. Gently begin to feel your core engage, as well as your shoulders, as you continue to apply downward pressure through your elbows. As we enter into our workout, keep that same awareness of the breath you began your warm-up with, never holding, never forcing. Next movement coming up in 3, 2, 1. Open up to a side plank, left elbow down, right arm up. Back to center, both elbows on the mat, and then open up in the opposite direction. So traveling through your forearm plank every time, keeping your core squeezing tight the entire time. I want you to really focus on not rushing through the movement. Feel a strong forearm plank every time you come back through center, and make sure your side planks every time you open up are super strong. Your hips and shoulders stacked, and your hips lifting up and away from the floor to engage the obliques. Stay aware of the positioning of your head as well. I like to look straight to the side when I open up to my side plank, and then down towards the mat between my elbows as I come into my forearm plank. Next time that you roll over to that left elbow, we're simply going to hold here for our next 40-second interval. Lift up and out of the left shoulder. Try to lift your left hip a little higher away from the floor, keeping your hips stacked. Make sure that as you perform your side plank, your left elbow is directly in line underneath your left shoulder. So if you need to move your elbow forward or back a little bit, take a moment to quickly readjust and do so to keep that shoulder in alignment. Stay focused on where you feel this in your body, feeling that left shoulder, your core, your glutes and thighs growing stronger for 3, 2, 1. Now we're simply going to transition over to the other side for 40 seconds. See if you can do this without dropping your knees down. Side plank with your right elbow on the floor, again lining it up directly underneath your right shoulder, with your left fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Keep sustaining your energy with slow, controlled breaths. We've got 15 more seconds to go. Great work. Now, still without dropping out of that plank, you can bring both of your elbows back down to the floor. One hand at a time, you're going to walk your way up to a high plank. Give your core a tight squeeze to re-engage. Press down through the hands, spread your shoulder blades wide. Make sure you're not piking your hips up, also not sinking them down, so you want your hips to be level with your shoulders. If you need a modification in your high plank, you can of course drop your knees down, make sure the core stays engaged. So taking this 40-second interval to really tap into proper alignment for your high plank. We have a few more movements to go that are all based on this high plank position, so you want to make sure right now that your setup is strong here. Shoulder taps in 3, 2, 1. Take your left hand to tap your right shoulder, place it down. Right hand to left shoulder, place it down. Working side to side, go at your own speed. We're all going to be going for 40 seconds, so no need to rush. If you find your hips are swinging side to side, you can take your feet a little bit wider to the corners of your mat to give yourself a stronger foundation. Keep your hips as level as possible. Try to keep both of your legs straight by contracting your quads. I always tell people in class when they're doing these shoulder taps to imagine like they were balancing a tray of champagne glasses on their lower back. Don't tilt your hips so much that that tray would dip over to either side. Get ready to drop your knees to the floor, but stay in a plank in 3, 2, 1. Knees come down, bend your elbows, tap your chest to the mat, and then press up. Inhale down, exhale, press yourself back up. Keep your knees grounded for this one and focus on hugging your elbows close to your sides. They should almost graze your ribs on the way down and up. Push-ups are such an important foundational move for upper body strength, but also very challenging. So go through at a speed where you can work with proper form, keeping your core tight and not sagging at the hips. Quality is much more important than quantity right now. Get ready to lift your knees back up off the floor again in 3, 2, 1. With your toes tucked, go ahead and lift your knees back up off the mat. Bend your knees, send your hips back to your heels, and as you exhale, come forward to your high plank. Notice how as I send my hips back, I spread my knees a little bit wider, but they always stay hovering off the mat, so you don't actually want to touch your knees to the floor. Load it back, and exhale to explode forward to your high plank for your torpedo. I know your shoulders may be feeling the burn by now, so you'll be happy to know this is our last plank-based move for class. Lock in for these last few reps. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, press it forward. Go for one more here. And now check it out. Next time that you send it back, look forward and step your feet up to the top of your mat. Grab your weights, they should be close by, and bring yourself up to a standing position. You can hover your weights just above your shoulders, step your feet hip width apart, turning your toes out slightly. As you inhale, sink your hips down into a squat, and as you exhale, drive through your heels to stand up tall. Giving your shoulders a moment to recover as we start to work into the lower body. Keep your knees tracking in the same direction as your toes and aim to sit down deep enough that it's almost like you could sit down into a chair behind you. Very important to line up your breathing with your movement, so you inhale as you come down and a strong exhale as you drive through your feet to stand. Coming up next, get ready to add on an overhead press of the weights at the top of your squat. On this next one, drop it down to your squat, stand, overhead press, front rack your weights, back to your squat, and a big press at the top, trying to straighten out your arms as you punch your knuckles up towards the ceiling. Working your upper and lower body at the same time with this nice little combo, you may start to feel your breathing rate or your heart rate coming up. Stick with it. Strong, steady breath as you squat low and as you press the weights high. You've got enough time for about one more rep. Finish with that overhead press, and then bring your arms down by your sides. Keep holding your weights. Reverse lunge with your left leg. Step it forward, right leg, and forward. Alternating side to side, returning your feet to hip width apart at the top every time. Notice how my upper body is leaning forward just slightly, but I'm still drawing my shoulder blades together so my chest is open. When you hinge forward slightly like this, it helps you to load a little bit more work into the glute of your front leg. You can imagine as well, when you come up to stand, that you're driving down through the heel of your front leg to really get that engagement into your glute. Now let's add on in the upper body. So lunge it back, bring it forward, curl your weights up, and then as you lunge back, arms sweep back. Arms sweep up as you step forward, and back in line with your hips as you step back. Adding this little hammer curl to get the biceps engaged. Make sure that your elbows stay in line beside your ribs so you're engaging your biceps and not just swinging the weights around with momentum. Aiming to get super deep into your lunge every time so your back knee almost touches the floor. Get ready to lunge your left leg back and hold it there in 3, 2, 1. Next time you sweep your left leg back, stay in this lunge position. Right knee is bent, arms by your sides. Exhale, row, drawing the elbows up. Inhale to lower down. Isometrically holding this position in the lower body as you work this row in the upper body. Imagine squeezing your shoulder blades together as you draw your elbows back and up. And imagine you're carving 2 straight lines with your weights as they come up and down. They should not be moving out and in. You can keep your upper body leaning forward just slightly, strongly engaging through the core, pulling the navel back towards the spine, so you're working against gravity as you row your weights up. Last 2 reps, and then we'll switch sides. Last 1. As the arms come down, step forward, step your right foot back, hinge the chest forward, and start in with your rows. Same action in the upper body, we're just holding the opposite leg in front in the lower body. Your back is doing the work on these rows, but keep awareness in your lower body as well so you're not collapsing into your lunge. Apply downward pressure through your left heel. Envision one long line of extension from your right heel up to the back of your skull. Keep these rows going for 10 more seconds, and then you're very gently going to lower your right knee down to the floor and keep the weights in your hands. In 3, 2, 1. Bend your right knee comes down to the mat, step your left knee back so your knees are hip width apart. From this kneeling position, we'll come back into our hammer curls for the next interval. Squeezing your core on, squeezing your glutes as well so that your shoulders stay in line over top of your hips and your hips are in line over top of your knees. Try to minimize rocking forward and back or hinging forward at the hips for now. So this next portion of class is going to be all upper body work. We'll be going through 5 different movements for 40 seconds each before repeating them one more time. I've designed it this way so you can get lots of volume, lots of reps in for the upper body without completely burning out the shoulders and arms. So with your lighter weights, you should be able to work through all 10 rounds holding onto your weights the whole time. Next time you curl your weights up, lower down halfway so your elbows are bent 90 degrees. Open your elbows out to the sides and then slow and controlled, lower them back down. So we're going for a lateral raise with a 90-degree bend in the elbows. Lift your elbows slightly above shoulder height. You don't need to go any higher than that. And at the top of your range, your palms should be facing down. Be mindful to keep your wrists straight the whole time. Squeeze your shoulder blades together at the top of the movement so you feel your upper back engage. Just like in your hammer curls, isolate this movement to your upper body. Avoid swinging your body forward and back. Keep your shoulders in line over your hips, glutes and core squeezing. Beautiful. Bring your arms down, keep your elbows bent, turn your palms to face up. As you exhale, sweep the arms forward, inhale to pull the elbows back. So now moving the arms straight out in front of you, and at the top, your palms should be facing up. You'll feel the shoulders engage. As you inhale, pull the elbows back in line beside your ribs. Think of this movement as a push and pull action. So as you exhale, you push the weights forward, and as you inhale, you pull the elbows back, keeping the rest of your body aligned right in the center. Keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next time you bring the elbows in, straighten out your arms, palms face forward. Sweep your arms out to the sides all the way up and overhead so the weights just tap, and then bring the weights back down the same way they came. Palms always facing forward, arms are straight, so this whole movement happens from the shoulders. I'm just going to turn to the front so you can see this head on, but you can stay facing towards the top of your mat. The secret here is to really resist gravity on the way down. So it'll feel super easy if you take the arms down too fast. Rather, go a little bit slower than you want to go as you bring the arms down, so you're working the negative part of the rep as well. Bring it down one more time. And now for our last round, bring the arms up, turn your palms in, join your weights together overhead. Bend your elbows and then press the arms back up towards the sky, keeping your elbows hugging close to the sides of your head. Think about your elbow points shining forward rather than out to the sides to target your triceps in this overhead extension. Working through this last round in our first set for the upper body, keep it going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up, separate your hands, bring the arms down, palms face in, back to the top. So starting in again with your hammer curls. As you exhale, keeping your elbows down by your sides, bringing the heads of your weights to hover just in front of your deltoids before you release back down. So this movement should feel nice and familiar by now. Keep your chest open, your shoulders back and down, and really feel that squeeze of the biceps right at the top of your range. Keep your elbows bent by your sides in 3, in 2, in 1. Next time you bring your weights up, lower down halfway. Open your elbows out to the sides and then sweep them back down. Keep your wrists in line with your elbows. Your elbows are bent 90 degrees like goalposts by your side. Remember to keep your wrists straight so your palms are pointing straight down but not back behind you at the top of your range. And engage your upper back at the top by squeezing your shoulder blades together. So imagine you're squeezing the upper back and spreading your collarbones wide. Beautiful. Getting ready for that surf the platter exercise in 3, 2, 1. Turn your palms to face up. As you exhale, push the weights forward. As you inhale, pull your elbows back. Try not to rock forward and back. Keep squeezing your glutes and core on, lifting your hands to shoulder height before you draw the elbows back and give the shoulder blades another squeeze. As the shoulders start to fatigue, make sure that they don't scrunch up towards your ears. Keep the sides of your neck long, proud chest, gazing forward. Hang in there. I know this one is tough. We've got just a few reps left, and then we're setting up for around the worlds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time you draw the elbows back, straighten out your arms. Sweep them out to the sides and overhead. Keep the arms straight as you lower your weights back down in front of your thighs. Palms facing forward, arms straight with just a micro bend in the elbows so you're not hyperextending. Getting into the home stretch for the upper body, so stay with me. We only have those tricep extensions after this, and then our last few minutes of class will be just for the lower body. So you're almost there. Squeeze out that last bit of energy from your shoulders. Sweep the arms up and overhead, keep the ribs down, and slowly lower down. 2 more. Slowly control on the way down. Last one, sweep it up, and bring it down. Now this time as the arms come overhead, palms face in, connect your weights, tricep extension, bend and press, bend and press. Points of the elbows shining forward. Try not to turn this into a back bend. Hug your ribs down to keep that core engaged. I'll turn back towards the front so you can see from the side. I'm not overarching through the lower back. Slight lift of the chin, gaze just beyond the top of your mat. You're almost there. Just 5 seconds for the upper body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring your weights down. You can move the weights off to the side. Let's grab the band and quickly slide it on to the bottom of your thighs, just above your knees, and we're going to finish off our class today, as I mentioned before, with a little combo for the lower body. Come into a tabletop position. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Right knee stays grounded as you sweep your left knee back and up into a donkey kick, and then lower it back down to hover just above the mat in line with your right knee. You'll feel the band pull tight and your left glute squeeze on as you reach the top, and then gently release as you lower. Watch out for compensation on the right side, so as we work with that left leg, try not to bend your right elbow and lean over to the right or turn your hips open to the left side. You want to keep your belly button shining down towards the floor, your shoulders lined up over your wrists, and your gaze down to the mat between your thumbs. Let's go for one more from here, so left knee back and up, bring it down, and now switch to fire hydrants, opening your left knee out to the side, and then again bringing it back to that hovering position. Same idea, don't turn your whole body to the left. Imagine you're just isolating this movement to your left leg as you open it out to the side and bring it back in. This one is great for targeting the glute medius, responsible for the rotation of your hip. So it's actually going to help you with your mobility and create a little more strength in that left outer hip area. Check in with your core. Are you still squeezing? Keep the navel drawing in towards the spine for 3, 2, 1. Now next time you lift your left leg up, we're going to crisscross it outside the right knee, up and over, inside the right knee, up and over to the outside, up and over to the inside. Envision drawing a rainbow shape with your left knee, trying to sweep your left knee up high as you bring it over to the right and then back over towards the left. Try to squeeze your inner thighs together every time you bring your left knee to the outside of the right, and squeezing your glute every time you lift up. This is our last few seconds for that left glute, and then we're going to take it over to our donkey kicks on the right side. Hang in there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that left knee down, lower it to the mat. Donkey kicks with your right leg. Sweep your right knee back and up, and then slowly bring it back down to its original position. Your right knee is never touching the floor. When it comes down, you're just hovering. Give your right glute a really firm squeeze at the top as you drive the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. I love working for these 40-second intervals because I find it really gives people enough time to understand the movement and the mechanics, but it doesn't stretch out for so long that we start to lose form because of fatigue. So keep those donkey kicks going really strong for 3, 2, 1. Now fire hydrants. Right knee opens to the right and back down to hover. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Keep that core engaged. Avoid letting your belly sag down towards the floor. Stay present right now. Every rep matters. Notice which muscles you feel working, where you feel this in the right glute and thigh. Keep pressing down through your hands. Sides of the neck are long, your shoulders down away from your ears. You're almost there. The last interval is coming up. We're going to crisscross the right knee up and over in 3, 2, 1. Lift your right knee up and over. Outside the left knee, up and over, inside. Up and over, drawing that rainbow shape as you take it back and forth. This is your last working round for today. Really give that right glute a good squeeze every time you lift it up. Feeling stronger and more confident, closer to your goals with every second and every rep that goes by. Ten seconds of work left for today. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your right knee all the way down to the mat, releasing tension on the band. You can sit yourself back to your heels, give the glutes a little tap, shoulders a little roll. And then let's take that band off, and we'll just spend about 2 minutes here cooling the body down before you go about with the rest of your day. With your band off to the side, come through all fours, tuck your toes under, press your hips back and up into a downward facing dog. Feel free to take any movement that feels good here. You can shake your head no, you can wiggle your hips side to side, you can pedal out the legs again. And then trace your gaze to the top of the mat. Step your feet outside of your hands so your heels are down, toes turn out. Drop your hips down into this deep squat with the arms inside of the legs. Tuck your thumbs into the centers of your fists and then roll your wrists around a few times. Switching directions. Now bring your hands down to the mat behind you one at a time and gently ease yourself down to a seat. Kind of lounging back on the hands, drop your knees to the right, look back over your left shoulder. Bring everything through center and then opposite direction. Inhaling to come back through center, knees right, chin left. Inhaling to come back through center, knees left, chin right. A few more times. Consciously slowing down your movement and your breath as we approach the end of our class. Beautiful. Our last moment together, find any kind of comfortable seat in the middle of your mat. Sitting up really tall, you can close your eyes down. And as you inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, up and overhead, drawing your palms together. Exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. You are all done. Congratulations. I hope you enjoyed this first installment of my Flow40 series. You can access the rest of the videos on my website to join me on a journey to flow through to better strength, mobility, and body awareness. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.